the conclusion to chapter 22. Before God made Adam and Eve, God already had the plan of salvation in place. He knew Adam and Eve was going to sin. God knows everything. And that plan of salvation was that He Himself, His only begotten Son, part of the Trinity, Jesus, God, is going to be born from the Virgin Mary. He's going to live for the law, and He's going to go to the cross, and He's going to die, and He's going to rise again. God knew all of that. And this was done before He even made Adam and Eve. So throughout the Old Testament, we always get this glimpse into the main story. Right? There's all of this is just a background, okay, to the main story. It's like when you take a photograph, you always have something that is like the main focus of it. Right? You have a beautiful view, but all of the view is just a background. There's the foreground. There's the, like in this case now, me telling the story, the foreground. This is what kind of fits. That is a background giving depth to the story. But the story is what's been told. If you look at certain drawings there, like I remember went to the Russian museum, and the teacher said that, if you look at paintings, if I remember correctly, by Vereshchagin, like showed there's this battle scene, and the scene of the Mongols, they're going over the river, and so there's guns and like it points the two guns, if you look at it, it points towards a certain, way back in the background, a certain figure standing there in the background, like the Mongol king, the leader. And so it's like this, everything else is actually like kind of pointing towards that small figure there. Right? So in this case as well, the whole Old Testament is background to the ultimate story. The ultimate story is a story that was written before Abram was even thought of, before Adam and Eve was even made, and that is Jesus on the cross. Right, that is the main story. All the rest is just background. It's just pointing towards that. And this chapter is one of those clearer chapters pointing towards this. Okay, Abram being tested. Jesus being tested in the desert. He didn't fail. He lived. He didn't sin. The scene being set. Jesus is ready. He is ready. They didn't take His life. He gave His life. A bit like Isaac here allowed him to be. But again, the focus here is not on Isaac. The focus on Abram. The Father. The true Father. The true Son. Right? By giving this test there on Mount Moriah, where the temple will be built, Jesus is the ultimate temple. Okay, there is that part as well. Jesus said in John, break down this temple, you will break down this temple, and I will rebuild it in 3 days. He was speaking of the temple of His body. On Mount Moriah, Isaac being brought as an offering, temple being built, Jesus is the temple. I think you can kind of draw all the lines here. It's like in those movies where they try to find out who is the one who did it, and there's a picture here and a picture there and a picture, and all like kind of the threads going to like, so who is the culprit here? Okay, so if you take all of this together, the mountain, Jesus speaking about His temple as his body is the temple of God, Moriah, temple there, and you draw all these things in here, you see the Father, then you can come and you can understand why all of this happened here, where it's all leading. Right? God will provide. The Father, just imagine you put yourself in you can't put yourself in the shoes of God here, but kind of, right? Try to look at from God's point of view. God knew what He's going to do there on that mountain, a couple of thousand years from there, 1,000 odd years from there. God knew that He's sending Abram to go to the mountain. 3 days travel, Jesus 3 days in the grave. God knew that. God knew that He will provide a lamb. But at the same time, God knew that 1,000 odd years from now, my son will be carrying the wood, like Isaac. The son will be carrying the cross. But there's a big difference there. The difference is that God knew that He's going to provide the lamb. And now the difference here is that He knows that that lamb He's going to provide His son. That His son will be carrying the cross. Right? And that no one is going to stop. In this case, God knew that He will stop Abram from offering his son, Isaac. But in Jesus' case, He knew no one is going to stop. He's not going to stop it. It's going to go through. Jesus is a lamb. Jesus is a lamb. He knew Abram, Isaac. Abram, a liar. Not deserving of salvation. Isaac, whatever Isaac was. I mean, never standing up for anything. Right? This is the kind of people that you can see down there. Yes, yeah, Abram was willing to, but before he wasn't. Did he deserve? No, he didn't. For those kind of people, Sodom and Gomorrah, the whole world in the flood of Noah, for those kind of people, He'll send His son, the true lamb, to not be stopped and another lamb provided, as the Jehovah's Witnesses or the Muslims who inflate that they applied it and then somebody else came in Jesus' place and whatever. No, man, you were playing down the whole story. You know how they act, whatever. Right? I mean, don't want to go even down that road. It's so stupid. It's just stupid, right? So no, this is the story there, the story here. God knows He's going to provide His son. The son, He's not going to stop. The son knew it when He was looking down. I mean, this is a pre-incarnate Christ. Like looking down on this, he sees the story playing out. He knows the story playing out. 1,000 odd years from now, He cross carrying pain, the sins of the world. The cross was the least of Jesus' worries. The sin, our sins. I mean, just imagine that. Your sin is a lot, but the sins of every person will be born again, who chosen by God to go to heaven ultimately, who will not go down into the valley into hell. That, carrying all of that up that mountain, there's not going to be another man. The Father sees it, the Father knows it, the Father sees His Son walking up, carrying His cross all the way, the nails beneath through His hands, painful, evil. Again, people, please see there's the sins, your sin is on Him. That's a lot worse. This pain is bad, but that sin, that movie of Mel Gibson, right? The Passion. But you see that blood and gory, and you think that is bad. It is bad, sure. But the sin of your sin, my sin, every Christian's sin, every true believer's sin, every born again believer's sin is on Christ. That weight, that evil is so much more than you can ever portray in any kind of movie. You can't portray that. He's on Jesus, and He's carrying it. He hangs on the cross. It's on Him. The Father knows this. The Father can't even look. And Abram is doing it, the Father knows. The Son knows, the Spirit knows. And He knows who we are, John chapter 2. So He didn't trust them. Right? They were just in it for the miracles, that's all. What they can get from Him. They know. He knew. And for people like us, He went through with it. For the glory of God. This is pointing to the glory of God. This is so clearly pointing to the glory of God. I mean, how else can you describe this? Which other God is like this? What did other gods want of them? Other gods wanted them, you take your baby, it's dry, it's no rain, things can't grow. What do? You take your baby, you go and offer the baby to Baal. That is what other gods wanted. This is how other gods are. Right? Other gods we serve. We spend millions, billions of dollars in serving other gods every single year. When you go and you just buy another iPhone, for example, so you can look good, you are spending all that money on the God who is you, right? When you kill your baby in your tummy, in your womb, you are worshiping the God who is you. Death, destruction, money. Gods today, they want so much of you. They take everything of you. If your God is alcohol, you get drunk, you lose it all. Man, people, please see how much you offer to the gods. This is what other gods want of you every single day, and you are willing to do it, to give it. This is what Abram could have thought. God, this is, He wants me to offer my son. But then what does God do? He shows, no, I am not like those gods. I don't want you. Abram, learn this lesson. Other people from Salem or who was maybe watching on, learn this lesson. I am not like that. I don't want you to bring your son and throw him down a mountain cliff, throw him into a volcano. I don't want you to throw a virgin into a volcano. I don't want this because this is not the God I am. This is the gods you make up. Right? This is the gods, and this atheists are right. These are the gods that you created. But I am not like that. I am a different God. Why? How? Abram, this is a lesson. I don't want you to kill your son. I will give my son. I will give my son. I will give my son. You sin. You are evil. You are slaves to sin. And how will I solve it? By me, God, giving my son. I mean, how? There's no God like this. If you're honest with yourself, if you open up your eyes and you are honest, you don't even, just think of it. You are willing to give everything for your gods. But God says, I am different. I am the one providing. Here is my son. I will suffer and die on that cross for the glory of the Father. And as a result, you can be saved. Look and see and understand, human being. And lo and behold, what do we do? Here, K-pop star. Here's more money so that I can get a little lamb with your face on it, and at a music concert can swing it around. A couple of $1,000 for a little piece of thing that costs $10 to make. Right? Because this is my God. Here, please take my money. Right? Bottle of vodka. Yeah, that's my God. Here, take all my money. Right? Gambling. Sex, prostitution, whatever. Take my money. Here it is. This is what the world's gods wants from you. They want you everything, right? And you are willing to give you everything. People, you do it every single day. Right? Look at me. Here, I have an iPhone. I mean, this is not an iPhone. This is a very cheap Samsung. Right? Look at me. I have this. People, see, here's the latest Apple, right? You give it all. And when it gets to God, go out on a Sunday morning. 5,000 euro. 5,000 chits. No, this is not 10,000. Don't they have maybe 100 chits note in there somewhere? Smallest I have is 5,000. Oh God, you kind of know I need to go and eat out today. I mean, I can't really give this to you. It's too much. Next Sunday I'll give. I'll make sure next Sunday I have 100 chits notes and I'll give it to you. Right? Because God, I mean, I need to go and eat out and not the Chick-fil-A because they're closed and the Americans know on Sundays. But I need to go and eat out and stuff like that. I need kind of money. I need to buy this new music album. I need to give it to my God. God, you ought to understand. I mean, you really ought to. I mean, you're God. You need to understand. For us, He gave His Son. You can't even give 10,000 chits to Him. We're willing to give so much away for our gods. For us. He gave His Son. It's mind-blowing. And you people want to say God of the Old Testament is evil? Where He is teaching Abram, listen here, Abram, I don't want your son. I am not like the other gods. I don't want you to go and kill your children so that the food will grow. I will give it if you worship me. That's all. That's why Jesus said His cross is light. The cross of those other gods you all serve, they are super heavy. They take everything from you and you are willing to give it. The cross of Christ is light. But you carry the cross of the world and you moan about the cross of Christ. Oh man, people, stop lying. See God. The glory of who God is. I mean, this is why Christ dying on the cross is so glorifying to the Father, because it shows us that God is totally different. It shows this grace, this mercy, this long suffering of the one true God. There is none like Him. So I'm again begging, pleading with you people, please stop lying, stop worshiping your other gods. See the mountain, see the cross, see the glory of God, see who God is. There's none like God. So next time when you go to church and you need to make a decision, do I give the 5,001 or the 10,001? Maybe you make the choice to give it all. For your gods, you have no problem doing it. Why a problem doing it for God? Maybe it's time you call yourself a Christian too. Just give it all. Because He deserves it. He deserves your all. Not just your money. He deserves your all. Of course there's none like Him. So your glory. To God alone be the glory, forever and evermore. Because He alone is worthy to be served. He alone is none like Him. In this story of Abram and Isaac and the mountain, and then ultimately God and Jesus, very close to the same spot. That is what's above. That is and deserves us to glorify God.